She used to be Paris Hilton's assistant. He once performed for multiple US presidents. Not on an accordion, though. Another is the official ambassador of Barbados, although most people wouldn't find it on a map. And one of them was the first person to publicly say, "I have HIV," and still became a billionaire. 2000 to 25, 18 celebrities, $39 billion. Who turned down $5 million? Who didn't change his shirt for weeks? Stick around, it'll be interesting and maybe just a little envy-inducing. Jerry Seinfeld, net worth $1.1 billion. Jerry Seinfeld doesn't drink coffee, yet he filmed 84 episodes about it. He collects Porsches, once dated a 17-year-old at the age of 38, and turned down $5 million for one more episode of Seinfeld.
My wife this, my wife that. It's an amazing way to begin a sentence.
My wife.
See?
I like that.
And yet, he became the richest comedian in the world, making his $1.1 billion through stand-up, streaming deals, and endless reruns of the sitcom that made him a household name. Arnold Schwarzenegger, net worth $1.1 billion.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know him? Schwarzenegger. I didn't say that!
Arnold Schwarzenegger started lifting weights at 15, became a 7-time Mr. Olympia, a Hollywood action hero, the governor of California, and then returned as the star of a documentary about himself. He has an out-of-wedlock son with his housekeeper. And in 2022, he visited Auschwitz and left the guest book note, "I'll be back."
I'll be back.
Which sparked criticism and a million memes. But while some were offended, others did the math. $1.1 billion from films, real estate, advertising, and fitness ventures. Dick Wolf, net worth $1.2 billion. Dick Wolf came up with the slogan, "Crest fights cavities," but decided to fight for television instead, creating the Law and Order universe. He has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and doesn't speak much about his personal life, but his wallet does the talking. $1.2 billion earned from a never-ending cereal machine that's been rolling since the 1990s. Bruce Springsteen, net worth $1.2 billion. The voice of the working class, beloved by US presidents and author of the anthem Ronald Reagan wanted to use in his campaign. But Bruce said no. His concerts last up to 4 hours. His first marriage was destroyed by a romance with a backup singer, and yet he remains a rock legend who doesn't age. $1.2 billion for the voice of America singing about factories while earning like Wall Street. LeBron James, net worth $1.3 billion. LeBron James is a basketball player who shoots right-handed, even though he's left-handed. As a child, he was temporarily raised by his coach. Today, he's building schools for underprivileged children. He starred in Space Jam 2, bought stakes in Liverpool FC, the Red Sox, and even the Penguins, because why not? He became the first active NBA player to reach billionaire status, $1.3 billion. For 22 seasons, Nike, Pepsi, and a business formula where LeBron doesn't just play the game, he owns it. Rihanna, net worth $1.4 billion. Rihanna, a singer who became a business empire. She speaks English, French, and Spanish fluently, pronounces her name Rihanna, and serves as the official ambassador of Barbados for education and tourism. Her brand Fenty Beauty redefined beauty standards, and Savage X Fenty raised $125 million in 2022 alone. She promises new music, but it's already clear $1.4 billion is her best hit yet. Tiger Woods' net worth $1.4 billion. Tiger Woods is the man who turned golf into a blockbuster. He was the highest paid athlete of the 2000s. In 2011 alone, he earned $75 million, mostly from endorsements. He enjoys diving and fishing, but in 2009, he sank into scandal after multiple affairs, which cost him his marriage and several sponsorships. And yet, even without a club in hand, Tiger keeps winning. Real estate, golf course design, and even premium mini golf have brought him $1.4 billion. Tyler Perry, net worth $1.4 billion. Tyler Perry is a screenwriter, director, actor, and studio, all in one. He began writing plays at 18, became famous through his character Medea, and eventually built his own film studio on the site of a former military base. Today, it's one of the most influential Black-owned projects in Hollywood, $1.4 billion, for a story in which he wrote himself the lead role. Magic Johnson, net worth $1.5 billion. Lakers legend who scored an even brighter victory in business. His birth name is Irvin Johnson, but everyone knows him as Magic. He was the first athlete with HIV to speak openly about it, and not only survived, but thrived. He became an investor in film, restaurants, real estate, and sports clubs, including the Dodgers and the Commanders. Under his leadership, the financial firm Equitrust grew from $16 to $26 billion. $1.5 billion, like for vision that shines on the court and in finance.
So then I came down.
Taylor Swift, net worth $1.6 billion. Taylor Swift bakes pies for friends, wrote songs for Hannah Montana, used to draw 13 on her hand before concerts, and has won Album of the Year Grammys not once, not twice, but 3 times. In 2023, she became a billionaire, and did it with a show. Her Eras Tour became a global explosion, earning her $190 million from the first leg alone, after taxes. $1.6 billion for Le Moines, for the music the world listens to and sings along with. Peter Jackson, net worth $1.7 billion. Peter Jackson is the director who filmed The Lord of the Rings wearing the same shirt every day. He collects World War I airplanes and once found himself in a scandal over Harvey Weinstein's alleged blacklist of actresses. His films have grossed over $6.5 billion, but the real jackpot came in 2021 when he sold part of his company Weta Digital for more than $1 billion. $1.7 billion for a fantasy that brought in some very non-fantasy level money. Kim Kardashian, net worth $1.7 billion. Kim Kardashian, former assistant to Paris Hilton, classmate, and student of showbiz. In 2011, she released a single called Jam, got married, and divorced 72 days later. Not a record, but close. Today, she runs the Skims brand, which was valued at $4 billion in 2023, launched her skincare line SKKN by Kim, and buys mansions worth $40 million. Reality TV is behind her, but the money is still ahead. $1.7 billion, and for turning hype into capital. Jay-Z, net worth $2.5 billion. Jay-Z, once a street dealer from Brooklyn, now the first billionaire rapper, and a masterclass in turning real-life experience into a financial empire. His real name is Sean Corey Carter. His wedding to Beyoncé was adorned with 70,000 orchids, and his business portfolio includes investments in Uber, Basquiat Artworks, and alcohol brands like Armand de Brignac and Douce, both sold for hundreds of millions. His music catalog still generates millions. $2.5 billion for rapping about money and knowing exactly how to count it. Vince McMahon, net worth $3 billion. Vince McMahon dreamed of being a wrestler, but ended up owning the ring instead. In 1999, he made himself WWE champion. In 2001, he bought out his competitors from WCW. Eventually, he controlled over 80% of WWE. In 2023, he merged WWE with UFC to form TKO Group Holdings, then stepped down amid scandal, but kept the fortune. $3 billion for building a show where even behind-the-scenes drama earns ratings. Oprah Winfrey, net worth $3 billion. Oprah Winfrey, from local news anchor to icon of television, cinema, and business. In the 1970s, she was Miss Black Tennessee, later founded Harpo, Oprah spelled backward, and now flies a $42 million private jet between her estates in California and Hawaii. In 2024, she returned to the screen in the 6888, proving her era isn't over. $3 billion for a voice that generations trust. Michael Jordan, net worth $3.5 billion. The legend who left basketball at his peak to fulfill his father's dream and play baseball. He scored over 3,000 points in a season, starred in Space Jam as himself, and once turned down $40 million to fight a boxer, saying, "Not even with a gun." His brand with Nike brings in over $100 million annually in royalties. In 2023, he joined the list of the 400 richest Americans, $3.5 billion, for a legacy that lives on in every pair of sneakers. George Lucas, net worth $5.1 billion. George Lucas dreamed of becoming a race car driver, but a crash changed his path, and he created Star Wars. He based Darth Vader on Dr. Doom, founded LucasArts, and in 2012 sold Lucasfilm to Disney for $4 billion, launching himself into financial hyperspace. Today, he no longer runs the empire, but still receives his share from it each year. $5.1 billion for one of the most profitable fictional universes ever created.
I am your father.
Steven Spielberg, net worth $5.3 billion. Steven Spielberg, the kid who was rejected from film school 3 times and whose movies are now studied in every film school on Earth. He had dyslexia as a child, and at 16 he learned of his mother's affair, which forever shaped his approach to family stories on screen. He refused payment for Schindler's List and donated everything to Holocaust remembrance. His films from Jaws to Jurassic Park became classics, and his deal with Universal grants him 2% of all ticket sales from theme parks. $5.3 billion for cinema that became part of global culture and box office history. They sang, acted, performed, built empires, got caught in scandals, and came out richer on the other side. Each of them took a different path, from Brooklyn streets to Hollywood Hills, from reality TV to billion-dollar brands. These are 18 stories of talent, risk, and taking control of your own narrative. $39 billion, mind, and not a single one followed the same script. So the real question is, what will your story be?